The Leviathan had long ago disappeared from her vision, but Talloras swam as quickly as her aching tail would allow. Although lacerated from the braided kelp that had bound her, scraped by the cave's walls, her scales had stopped bleeding in time. Her tears had staunched as well, though her heart palpitated with fear. Yet she swam toward the danger. She had to warn Staloon, her mother, Cal's family. All she knew might be lost. And so she swam even when her lungs threatened to burst, when she swore her tail had been wrung ragged. The faintest aftertaste of rust touched her tongue, and Tallora flinched to even breathe. Upon the horizon, the first hints of her beloved valley appeared, yet she saw no light save from the sun. The water seemed saturated in a deep red cloud, and her limbs numbed from panic. It grew thicker as she swam, the putrid taste growing sharp. She kept her body close to the ground, lest the creature appear and see her, though a leviathan would likely struggle to hide. She herself hid among the rocks and scattered arrays of kelp, leading to the slope that ended in Staloon. She saw nothing, not until her face peeked over a sheer cliff face. There it lay, its great eye having become the new center of the once beautiful city. The behemoth lay still, yet remained far taller than even the destroyed castle. Its tentacles spread out from the center, easily touching the canyon walls. The rainbow of colors had been reduced to rubble and gray dust, saturated red by the thick cloud of carnage engulfing the city. Every breath Tallora stole burned her lungs, and she'd surely be coughing out dirt and blood for days. Yet she could not tear her eyes away from the horror, from that massive eye, that closed mouth like a deformed squid, and the hundreds of pulsing tentacles, idly floating in the water. As she watched, a serene tentacle suddenly darted out, deliberate as it grabbed a colored bit of movement in the distance and brought it to its mouth. The cloud of red pulsed as though alive. Tallora's hand covered her mouth, struck by the countless lives extinguished by this monster's actions. All of Staloon. Thousands of innocents. By Stella's grace, what of her mama?
You!
She gasped, her tears escaping into the sea as an unfamiliar voice stole her focus. Behind, she saw a man with the gaze of one who had witnessed death, pale and distant, the scales of his kelp-green tail seeping blood. His eyes softened at her stare.
There's a group of us, not too far away. Other survivors. We'd best hurry. The blood is attracting hordes of sharks.
She could not summon words. She merely quivered as she nodded, the reality of her home and its destruction slowly crushing her heart. The man led her away from the annihilated city. It was, as he had said, that a group of merfolk had gathered at the edge of a nearby reef. Entire families, with mothers hugging their children, fathers embracing the mothers, their own tears apparent, and other little children sobbing, with no parent to hold them, perhaps murdered in the purging of the once magnificent city. So many refugees, perhaps 100 in all, yet it held not a bubble to the entire populace, gone in a blood-stained mourning. Talloras spotted Queen Faln and the two princesses at the center, perhaps the cause for order among the group. Relief washed over her. Cal's family was safe. Yet what of her own? She saw no mirrors to herself, no graying hair with pink-sheened scales. "Is this everyone?" she asked the man.
All that we've found. There are other scouts searching the area.
She nodded, though her heart ached.